Hey guys, today we made tortitas de camarón con nopales for Lent, or la cuaresma. If you want to learn how we make these, stay tuned. So we're going to begin by cooking the nopales. So in a pot, I'm going to add my nopales, a quarter piece of onion and a garlic clove, salt and pepper, and a small little bunch of cilantro. And I'm not going to add any water, we're just going to let the nopales cook on their own. The nopal is going to release its own juices, so it's going to cook in its own juices, and it's not going to be super slimy. So using the nopal's own natural juices, they are going to cook. So technically you don't need to add any water to cook your nopales. All right, so now we're gonna make the adobo. I have about 6 chile guajillos that we're just gonna lightly toast onto a dry skillet. Lightly toast them. I also have 4 garlic cloves. We're gonna add them in there. Half an onion and 3 tomatoes. And it's just gonna be a light toast. You're gonna flip your chiles, making sure that they don't burn, or your adobo is gonna be bitter. Let's see, a nice little toast. Once your chiles are nice and toasted, we're going to put them into a pot with water because we're gonna rehydrate them. Because we just want a little, little char. See? Onion and the garlic. The chiles are now rehydrated. So are the tomatoes. And we're gonna put everything into the blender. So with that water, our tortilla. This is gonna help the sauce thicken. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and chicken bouillon. Now this is ready. We're gonna set this aside and start with the tortitas. I have about 15 camarones secos here, and I removed the heads. Now we're just gonna give it a nice little toast.
Making sure that you flip these constantly because you don't want them to burn. We're just trying to lightly toast them so it can bring the flavor out of the shrimp and it can dry up more.
Now we're gonna let the roasted or toasted dried camarones cool off. In the meantime, I'm going to prep my raw camarones because I like to mix the both of them when I'm making my tortitas, and I also have 15 of them. But we always have to make sure to remove the poos from any of our shrimp. Just split the backs. And if you see any of this digestive tract, you're going to remove it. Now that we've cleaned all the camarones, we are going to finely chop them. Like tiny, 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 tiny little pieces.
Chop, 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 choppity, chop, 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 chop.
Now we're gonna turn our dried up shrimp into powder. We're gonna put them into the blender and pulverize them.
Fun fact, if you pulverize your own shrimp, it's gonna make your tortitas taste better, not too fishy, not too salty, and not too grainy.
And now we have our dried up shrimp and our raw shrimp. I have 5 eggs that we're gonna separate the egg whites and the egg yolks.
What the f was that?
I got egg yolk in my egg white. So this is the reason why you see me separating each egg one by one and then putting the egg yolk in here one by one. Because if I would have had all my egg whites in this bowl, this little drop of egg yolk would have ruined everything. There should be no egg yolk in your egg whites, or you can beat it like a dead horse and they will not whip at all.
Using my mixer, I'm gonna whip my egg whites until they're stiff peaks.
Once your egg whites look like this, and you can flip your bowl over, nothing happens, they are ready.
Once you have your stiff peaks, you're gonna add your egg yolks into the egg whites and slowly mix them in.
Now we're going to add our dried up shrimp. Fold our dried shrimp into the mixture. You're not gonna go in there and do this. Fold, or you're gonna deflate all the egg whites. Once it looks like this, we're gonna add raw shrimp. Now you're gonna mix or slowly fold the raw shrimp here. And while you're doing this, this is a perfect time for you to have your pan preheating with some oil. That way, by the time you're done, you can just start making your tortitas, and the batter does not have to sit there for a very long time, making the egg whites deflate. It's ready, guys.
Your pan should be at medium to high heat, and you're gonna be dropping dollops of your batter, making sure that you flip them on both sides, that way they don't burn.
Perfect. Once they're nice and golden brown like this, you're going to remove them and drain them. Now we're gonna remove most of this oil and I'm gonna just leave like about a tablespoon because we're gonna fry up our adobo sauce that we made. I'm gonna add some onion. We're gonna add our nopales in here and the tortitas de camarón.
When you're dropping the tortitas, make sure that you submerge them. That way they can absorb all that delicious broth and they can all fit.
Now we're gonna cover and simmer for 5 minutes.
After your 5 minutes are up, your tortitas are finally ready to serve. You can serve these by themselves or you can pair it with some rice. I like to pair mine with rice.
They are so good. I swear they remind me of my grandma every time that I make them.